up, everybody? It's your girl Sofia, aka Sophie, back here tonight for another transfer news show. Hopefully, you all are doing great on this Sunday evening as we are back to talk. Like I said, it's the summer window. We're going to be doing lots of these transfer news shows, and hey, hopefully, you guys enjoy them, and I will keep making more. But yeah, the big talking points for this evening's show is obviously Man United saying, you know what? I think we're going to be stepping away from Mason Mount, the the sight we had on him. The price is a bit too much now. Sorry if you guys are not, obviously Chelsea, if you guys are not willing to compromise a little bit here, then you know what? We'll actually start to look at another target whom you've actually also been linked with, which is Moises Caicedo. Like that whole news broke out yesterday, and of course also Josko Gvardiol um, actually agreeing personal terms with Man City. So yeah, and as well James Maddison getting very close to joining Spurs. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Before we start, make sure that you, of course, give this video here a big thumbs up, and as well subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if you like the vibe, hey, might as well subscribe. It's all free. We're actually not that far away from 2K subscribers, like you know, a little over like 170-ish, I think. So hey, if you like the vibe, then come on over. Come on over. This is just not the Man United. This is not simply Man United related. Obviously, 70% Man United on this on this channel, but also 30% other related news, so or content, I should say. Also, feel free to join the FCT membership. A link is in the description box. So, before we fully start, let me say hey to everybody that's here. Big up, people tuned up. Okay. Maybe I should do more of these evening shows then. Big up to Devils United, aka Macy says, have a good show. Thank you, Macy. People, make sure you do subscribe to Macy's channel. Show her some love. Same to GTV. Show him some love as well. Big up to Jordan. Big up to Charlie. Big up to Tualumba. Big up to Henry. Charlie says Harry Maguire to Spurs. We will see. Big up to Ozan. Kabak. Yes, he plays center back. Yes, yes, yes. Big up to Ring Lord 2. Big up to Lewis. Yes, yes, yes. Whew. Tolumba says, I think we're just pushing Chelsea's buttons because they want Moises too. So this is just to intimidate them to give us Mount. We are seriously going for we're not going for Moises Caicedo, is what Tolumba says. Hey, let's talk about it. So yesterday, news broke out from Bear sources. David Ornstein, I believe. Also, I mean, the big one that I was kind of following was more so Fabrizio Romano and other news outlets saying, okay, tweet here, direct tweet. Understand, Man United have not left. Basically, the fact that we're kind of moving our situation a bit away from Mason Mount, but then not long after it was all, what should I say? The news reporting in regards to that. Chris Romano was saying, understand Man United have not left negotiation for Mason Mount as 55 million pounds bid is still valid on table, but not accepting Chelsea's 65 million pounds counter offer, which we did talk about yesterday. Door remains open, but Man United will not wait forever, believing 55 million is a fair bid. I mean, for me, yeah, you guys know where I stand with this whole what should I say, Mason Mount situation. I've been saying I think there are better options out there, such as Moises Caicedo. Obviously, like he would be more expensive, which we will be talking about in a bit, but I still do think that he will be a better fit. It will be a lot more of a signing that would excite me compared to a Mason Mount. Because with Mason Mount, even though there's been so many reports saying that Ten Hag really wants him, you know, he's a big admirer of a Mason Mount. I'm just trying to envision where he's going to be. I personally can't see it, is what I'm trying to say. I just don't know, basically. So I don't know. And the price that they're asking for, like we said, 65 million. No, I would have said we can talk 40, but Man United said, okay, we started off with 40, and they said, okay, 55. We ain't gonna go past that. We are not going over 55 million pounds. Chelsea's saying, hey, let's add a little bit more. Let's 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 try to get it a little bit closer to what we're asking for. While Man United is willing to leave. So more Mason Mount situation from Britson Romano a little bit earlier today. So obviously, like I said, the 55 million pounds still remains. Decision made together with Ten Hag. No chance to overpay. United want Mason Mount as he's showing strong desire to join. So it's also about not just that we want him, but it's also the fact that Mason Mount really want to get this move to Man United happen as soon as possible. He's keen on joining. He's gotten a contract proposal and whatnot, renewal from Chelsea. They've been working on it since I think April or even prior to that, but he doesn't want to sign. The maybe he feels like that's not necessarily what I'm worth, and also he's kind of felt like maybe he's being pushed out the club. I don't know. United won't make any unrealistic bid. Mount side still believing he'll leave, and then another update here. Understand Mason Mount's side stance remains clear. No plan to sign new deal as things stand. Like I said, Man United now or potentially as a free agent in basically next year. Because his contract is due next year. That is going to be expiring next year. So Chelsea, if you accept this bid now and let him go and you get some money for him, or you can actually potentially go to the extent that y'all might be losing him for free and not get any single money for him next year. That can definitely be the case because Tuchel, Thomas Tuchel with Bayern has been a little bit interested, but I don't know if that's just a tactic, if that's just the news that Chelsea has put out there just for Man United to be like, oh, Chelsea, they're in it. Oh my God, we don't want to go into the bidding war. No, no, no. Sometimes clubs can end up being a little bit, playing some type of shady, petty game. You know what I'm saying? Which we kind of are doing with now going into Moises Caicedo. I mean, even though it's real or not, we'll see. But yeah, Tuchel's a big fan, but no bids slash talks with Bayern as of now. And then the main objective here is that our bid, even though we said we walk away, if you do reject our third bid, it still is on the table. Um, and Chelsea did put up a counterfeit offer with 58 million plus 7 million add-ons, uh, and also to meet face to face to then negotiate. Well, Man United is not really interested in the face to face negotiations, so that's kind of why we're, you know, which was reported here by Time Sport as we're moving a little bit on to Moises Caicedo since it is linked. Man United have dropped their interest in Mason Mount and turned their attention to other targets, with Moises Caicedo top of their list. This was reported by Time Sport. I know that Brighton, they would want nothing more, nothing less than like close to a 90 million potentially. Whether that be add-ons included, that's a different story. But maybe it'll be something with us potentially having to pay like 80 millions up front, something in that order. But obviously, it will be way more expensive compared to a Mason Mount that we initially have been heavily linked with and been our main target throughout this window here. So I just personally am kind of like, you know, I want Moses Casado. When I saw the news breaking out that we were now suddenly shifting our focus and you know, our energy into Moises Caicedo. I was like, yes. But I don't know if the thing is, I don't know if we're actually going to do it. Maybe that's just a tactic from us so that Chelsea will be like, oh, if we don't, if we don't cave in, if we don't find the solution here, okay, to the whole Mason Mount thing, then Man United might actually go after our target, which is Moises Caicedo, who's been heavily linked to Chelsea, especially this summer and whatnot. So I don't know. But if I could choose, if I could choose, I would go for Moises Caicedo. I think he would be incredible in the midfield with Casemiro. Technically, he can also offload. He can be a he can also be versatile. So he can, offload Casemiro here and there, but he can potentially also play it alongside him. Maybe he can play more so like an inverted, kind of like an inverted fullback, right? He's been playing sometimes in that fullback role. Some of the last few games for Brighton, I believe, and he's looked decent to me at least, pretty good. So I really would love to get Moises Caicedo. What I've seen from him in that Brighton shirt, also what he did in the World Cup for Ecuador, like the guy's clutch, the guy's amazing. Young as well. I like now says big up to you. Walk away from Mount. Roger says go get Mount. No, Rajat, I don't want to get Mount. If we end up getting him, hey, what are you gonna do? You move on, yada yada yada. But I don't know. The thing is, though, if you go for Moises Caicedo, he potentially, because of the money, he might be then the only midfielder we'll get, is what I've been hearing. And then if we end up getting Mason Mount, then there will also be like another midfield option that we will be looking into getting. But the budget is quite, you know, strict, limited here and whatnot. So it'll be very interesting to see what we end up doing at the end of the day. To be honest, I did read some reports earlier today that I think Mason will the Mason Mount representative is like working on trying to like figure out okay what's happening. So we'll probably hear something maybe while we're live or maybe right after we're live. I don't know, but we'll probably hear something more throughout the night, in the upcoming hour or so, is what I'm assuming. But I am definitely intrigued. I just hope it's not going to be like a long ass saga to be dragged on for way too long. That's not necessarily what I would want us to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, thank you. Let's not do that. Let's try to be a bit more. What's the word that I'm looking for? Let's try to be a bit more reserved here. Okay, let's learn from what we did last season with dragging on the whole FDJ Frankie de Jong saga. Like, let's do better. Let's learn. Let's progress. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I feel. Let me read some more of your comments as well. Big up to KFC, Nile. And I've saved also some of your comments as well. I mean, some of your questions, people. Doo-doo-doo. I'll save this one. Roger says, okay, Man City won't get Guardiola. We'll talk about it. Manager wants Mason Mount. Yeah, he does. But it also been reported that he doesn't want to overpay as well for Mason Mount. So it's not like he's saying get Mason Mount by all means necessary. That's not where we're at this point. That's not the case at all, actually. Big up to MUFC Global. Hope you're doing well. Big up to you. Roger also says, go hurry and get players like Heylun, Lavia, Mason, center back, and Onana. Heylun, I haven't seen much of him myself, so I can't be like on that train saying, oh my God, go get Heylun. I'm still on the Harry Kane train. Still, even though he probably wouldn't leave. But you never, a girl can dream. Can a girl dream? I will dream. I will dream. Okay, this is my platform. Sometimes we will have opportunities to just stream. You know what I'm saying? Well, none, of course, would love that. Love ya. Hey, Mason, though, no. Pick up to Giruli. Hope you're doing well. It'll be interesting, man. It really would be. Mason Mount. Mason Mount. Casado. Two very different player profiles. Very different. Very different. But I rate the other one. I rate one more than the other. That is Casado. That's the guy that I would want to get into the midfield. I mean, arguably, I think we should be getting two midfielders at least. But what are we gonna do? You know, MUFC Global says Mount is Ten Hag's preference, but will be unreasonable paying much for him having just a year left. Exactly. That's exactly my point as well, fam. Yeah. That's, that's also what's been reported that Ten Hag also feels the same way. We're not going to overpay. We have other targets. And there's also been said in the news that, hey, Ten Hag is okay with shifting the focus to a Caicedo, for instance, who's in the list of players, midfielders that are in, that we are targeting. And it's 1 year left of your contract. Why are we going to be paying 65 million for a guy that has 1 year left? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And every situation, every contract situations are different. Some people are saying, yeah, but why would you then go to try to get the Caicedo, who will be a lot more, he'll be more expensive. The guy doesn't have 1 year left of his contract. That's number one. Number two, also younger. Okay, has had pretty good season as well in prior to that. So hey, I think the situations here for both are pretty different. So that's why I'm a lot more inclined in tune with trying to go and get Moises Caicedo. And it will be, wouldn't it, let's be honest though, let me just paint this picture for you guys for a second. Sorry, I'm like really sweating. I have on the fan, but like it's been very hot here in Norway, so apologies for looking a greasy mess, but hey, what are you gonna do? Regardless, let me paint this picture for you guys for a second. We've been into Mason Mount for a while, right? And now, negotiating with Chelsea, putting up 3 bids. All of those 3 bids have been rejected. And we said, yo, we will not, we ain't gonna go past what we're saying, 55 million or no deal. That's that. If we end up doing it, I don't know, but it's been reported that we're trying to walk away. And now we're suddenly having our focus on Moises Caicedo, who's the midfielder that Chelsea have been looking at. Wouldn't it be hilarious and incredible if we end up being, okay, Mason Mount, it's fine. We ain't gonna get you now. You stay at Chelsea and you go for free next year. You come talk to us then, right? Wouldn't that be funny? And to add that on top, we end up getting Moises Caicedo, who they've been looking at. I don't think that will be happening though, if I'm gonna be very honest. I feel like the way we've been with Mason Mount, I almost have a feeling that he probably would be a Man United. I think Chelsea would they will cave in, especially with us going after one of their targets. You know what? I'm not going to be shocked. If I'm going to be very honest, I will not be shocked if we see Mason Mount with the Man United shirt. Obviously, he has it, but this is photoshopped and whatnot. But if we end up seeing him signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours type of setting to Man United, here we go, and all of that, I will not be shocked at all if that happens, this upcoming week. That can be the case. Will I be very happy about it? No, because I would love to get a Barella from Inter, for instance. Maddison, even though he probably most likely will be going to Spurs. We've not been really sniffing at him at all. It's a bummer. It's it's quite unfortunate. Like MUFC Global says, even the Bayern Munich link to Mount is a Chelsea PR spin. That's exactly what I said earlier. That's a Chelsea PR spin. I think our PR spin is us going trying to look at going for Moises Caicedo. That's our PR spin, and their PR spin is Bayern Munich being linked to Mason Mount, looking at him. That's a PR spin. Both of us, it's more, we're playing chess at this point. Who's gonna, and I'm horrible at chess by the way, but who's gonna get the queen at the end of the day? Or the king? Hey, potato potato. You know what I'm saying? Who will take each other's queen? Checkmate. Who will be able to say that at the end of the day? I don't know. I don't know. It'll be one or the other. It'll be a one or the other. Either it'll be us walking away, because a couple of scenarios here. Either we actually do get Mason Mount, but we get him for the price that we're asking for, Number one. Number two, we walk away and we go and get Moises Caicedo. Or number three, we go and get somebody else, and Chelsea ends up getting Moises Caicedo. But in scenario two and three, Mason Mount still stays. He'll stay, but he'll go for free next season. Those are the scenarios that I can see. Or, like you also mentioned, maybe he'll go to Bayern, but I don't see that at all. He really wants to go to Man United, so I don't really think that the focus will then suddenly be shifted to a Bayern Munich. But you never know. I mean, we saw a Mudryk twerking for Arsenal the January window. He was literally twerking for Arsenal, legit. And I'm going to Chelsea. Like, come on, So we will see. We will see. But there's some twist in here. There is some twist for sure. And I'm just like, I literally have my phone here, right? And just waiting to see like if there's any like, okay, Twitter, bling bling, any type of what should I say, notifications on Twitter. Legit. So yeah, let me read more of your guys' comments before we move on to the Gvardiol to Man City conversation. Make sure, of course, everybody, that you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All right. And if there's any other questions that you guys have regarding, just it doesn't only have to be about these transfer or these news in general. It can also be some other news from other clubs that you guys want me to answer. Then hey, let me know. We can have that at the end of the day, or at the end of the show, I should say. Rudy says if United gets new owner, they should change the people in charge of footballing decision. They are really frustrating Ten Hag. Yep. There's some stuff about the ownership. I will address that more later. Big up Ming, hope you're doing well. Rudder says, is there truth to the Caicedo deal? I don't know. There's been several people talking about it, but like I just it really depends on whether or not we get Mount. If we get Mount, Chelsea probably will be getting Caicedo. We ain't getting both. That ain't happening. With the whole ownership thing taking so much time, way longer than what we expected. I don't think we would have enough time to really sort all the funds out to figure out, okay, what we're gonna do and be able to go really big. Probably be because I was saying like I really wanted to get like at least 5 players. At this point, I almost thinking maybe we'll just get 3, and then hopefully the ownership sorts itself out very soon, and then in the January window we go heavily big. Then I don't know, man. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Saints is consider pulling the strings in the market. Chelsea, sorry. Hey, put bankers to do football job doesn't work, never will. Definitely not. Let me save that for later. Saving that for later. Big up Letty, hope you're doing well. Ooh, Tolumba asks, but how many teams are interested in Moises Caicedo? You know what? The ones Arsenal have been a little bit. Arsenal have been interested for sure. They're lurking in the background. But the big ones are like it's Chelsea and Man United. Chelsea definitely in the forefront there, where I think it probably would be going to Chelsea if I'm going to be very honest. But like we're also in there, so I would maybe say like 3 teams. But also what I've been hearing about. But I think it'd probably be even more than that. I wouldn't be surprised or shocked if there's maybe teams outside of England, outside of the UK, that would also be interested in a Moise Caicedo. Hey, MUFC Global says, as it stands, Chelsea can be losers. They've got everything to lose. Mount can decide to leave on the free next summer, and Man United can decide to walk away. Exactly. That's why I feel like, they do actually. That's a good point because with us, it'll be like, okay, we walk away. You go and find somebody else then. You know? Walk away. We ain't going to be the losers here. I don't think so, at least. Unless we end up buying him, we pay way more than what we valued him for. Then it will be a little bit like, something like that. or if we end up if this whole saga takes way too much time, and then we haven't sorted out maybe before preseason, because seriously, preseason for us is starting soon. Like the first game is going to be kicked off for Man United here in Oslo, where I live. I'm going to the game, the Leeds United game and whatnot. So that's 12th of July. We're a little over. Is it 2 weeks from now? No, it's less than. It's about a little over 2 weeks actually. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, Arsenal did want him. Yep, yep, yep. Need to get 4 plays minimum. Mm-hmm. Glazers have already messed up the transfer window. They have. Chelsea and Posh will be like Conte, Tottenham quality coach, horrible bosses like Levy and Todd. I don't know. I don't know. The way they've been moving so far with getting rid of a lot of the dead wood, the players that just aren't, gonna cut it. I think they might have you never know. Poch could cook. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna. First, I was like, I don't know. Now I'm like, I definitely will be following along heavily. So they've gotten some, interesting signings already. What was it? Before the season ended. And Kunku obviously is going to join this season. Malagustu as well. They get like a proper striker. And if they end up getting Caicedo, yo, and the defense looks pretty good as well. So it's like they just tweak a couple of stuff and they have somebody that can focus on making them a proper team. I think Poch could do a job. But we'll see. We'll probably do a show, maybe talking with the Chelsea fans, seeing like, okay, and like reviewing somewhat of the transfer window with the outgoings and stuff. That could definitely be interesting. Yeah, but Nkunku hasn't Nkunku never came. He's we're still playing with Leipzig. Now is he wasn't officially what am I saying, man? He wasn't officially a Chelsea player then, you know. Now he is going to be playing with the squad. He wasn't playing with the squad then. But I get what you're saying. Marta says don't want all new players to be on high wage. Definitely not. Definitely not. So let's move on to. Let me see if there's anything else about. No. Okay. So let's move on to Gvardiol convo. So Man City, they have agreed personal terms with Josko Gvardiol, the Croatian who plays for RB Leipzig, who's been very good, by the way. He's had an incredible last season. I mean, remember that game when Man City played RB Leipzig at the Etihad in Champions League? Was it the quarterfinals? Round of 16, I think it was. One or the other. Didn't go so well. 7-0 or 7-1. They got slapped up. It didn't. It wasn't good. But I wouldn't say like he was, necessarily the one that was horrible in that game. Like the whole team was just, hey, it's Man City. RB. It is. It happens. It is what it is. But overall, he had a good World Cup. Very, that's kind of when I was a little bit more introduced to him. From remember, played exceptionally good in that defense. So it'll definitely be a player now that Emerick Laporte most likely will probably be leaving Man City. They would potentially need, somebody that can play in the defense, and he can also play as a fullback as well. So a versatile player. And if they do get him, Lord have mercy. I can see it. I think yeah, young. He might be between like 20, 21. Yeah, yeah, Roger, thank you. I think he will be exceptional player for Man City. I would have loved to have him at Man United myself. But hey, if they get him, I think he'll cook. He'll 100% he will cook. So Guardiola also rates him highly. Talks will take place between clubs. RB Leipzig hope to keep Guardiola. Ooh, okay, won't sell for less than 100 million euros. Leipzig want Josko to be the most expensive center back ever. Whoo, that will be very interesting. I mean, will Man City necessarily be paying that much? I mean, they haven't shied away from necessarily paying that much for a player before. Not that that's something that they usually do, but like look at Jack Grealish 2 seasons ago, you know, and here they are. I think that would add something. Why not? And like Rada says, don't need two left-footed center back in our team. That is a good point. But he would yeah, I wouldn't mind though. Even though we do need more so of like for me, I'm still hoping for Kim and Jay, but that's for another video, which we will be doing on Wednesday's show. But yeah, I think Josko Gvardiol will be incredible signing for Man City, 100%. The guy will cook. The guy will cook, 100%. More do you believe he will cook? He will. I and looking at him with this Man City kit, I'm like, yo, I can see it. I can envision it. I can really see it. Yeah, we will end up seeing how that will turn out. Blue says I think he can do the Stones role too. For instance, yeah. I mean Stones slowly like now, he's been cooking in that midfield, so you know, come on now. What is his last year deal was looking at the Guardiola deal. Were we looking at him back then? I think he was also heavily linked to Liverpool as well, like last. I think it might have been like January or prior to that. Yeah, the guy's the guy's good. The guy's really good. Big up Blue. Hope you're doing well. He'll be very good. I think he will be exceptional. We are talking about the kit. I will be reacting to that on Tuesday, actually. But yeah, I don't think there's much to say about the Josko Guardiol. We'll see. Like I said, personal terms, they're agreed. Now it's just about the clubs to work it amongst each other to discuss and come to agreement. So that's probably what's going to be happening in the next upcoming days. So yeah, that's that. Before we slowly move into the James Maddison convo, let's read your comments and keep getting the likes up. By the way, everyone, just let me double, check real quick how many, likes we got here. Let's, I'm just checking for a friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm just checking for a friend. We got 13 likes. I know we can do better than that. I know we can do better than that. So hey, take your time, like the video, subscribe if you have the ready. If you like the vibe, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Brother says Leipzig wants crazy money, over 90 million. Yeah, basically 100 million. They don't want him to go. But if he's gonna go, then then they would want some peace. They would want him to be the most expensive center back ever. That's what they want. Blue says Diaz, Stones, Guardiola in the same team, good luck to the opposition attackers. Yeah, I was seeing, think like, some other football channels yesterday, so different streams where people were talking about Guardiola and whatnot. Like, good luck. Good luck to a lot of our attackers trying to go past that back three. Freaking hell. Yeah, that's gonna be long. I'll tell you that much. That will be a long day. A long day for a lot of us. Freaking hell. We are doomed, says Walumpa. LFC need Guardiola more than City do. Yes, Henry. I would say that as well. Y'all definitely would have needed. So this, I don't know. I haven't really seen you guys being heavily linked with the center back at this point. Even though you would need to get somebody in. I do think so. I agree with that. But hey, it is what it is. I just says let's get Frimpong for depth. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I still am with Kim and Jane. Frimpong, I'm not sure. I've seen a little bit, but I haven't seen that much. So I'm kind of like, yeah, let's let's wait. Let's just wait. Let's just chill. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm feeling. what I'm feeling. But let's move on to the James Madison. We're keeping it rapid over here, quick with it. So James Madison, uh, the news here is the fact that Tottenham have been in contact with James Madison's agents in the past 2 to 3 days. I mean, probably since this broke out yesterday. It's been like what 4 days now. The relationship between Spurs and Madison agents are excellent. This is from Fabrizio Romano. Also said earlier today, Tottenham are thought to be ahead of Newcastle in the race to sign Madison. I don't necessarily know exactly how much he would be for, but I think I read somewhere earlier a few weeks ago that it might be the fact that Spurs potentially inquired with like about 50 million or so. But that was also to do with maybe potentially also getting Harvey Barnes from Leicester, since now Leicester has been relegated, which is quite unfortunate. But hey, it is what it is. But ooh, Blue says, honestly, if I'm Madison, I'm telling my agent to push for the Newcastle move. Exactly. You're going to be able to play Champions League football, and you can actually be like one of the big, one of the poster boys for Newcastle, like this new project that they have, like this exciting project that they're building. They're ahead of it already. Finally got in Champions League. I would have definitely, for sure, um, you know, would have definitely said the same as you, Blue. Go to a Newcastle. But I don't know, maybe Newcastle, now that they got Tonali, maybe they don't necessarily are going to be looking at Madison anymore. Spurs definitely would need somebody like a Madison Mount. Did I say Madison Mount? Meant to say James Madison. Madison Mount. I just gave him another name. Sorry. Hashtag Madison Mount. I meant to say James Madison, obviously. But yeah, they would probably need somebody like a Madison, you know? More so like that 10 role, being able to create the a lot more chances, but also be able to score some goals himself for Spurs. Often like Kane has been carrying this Spurs team as the whole season. He been carrying them on the back of his back. Okay? Oh my God. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wait. His back must be hurting. Lord have mercy. What poor guy. Poor Harry Kane. His back must be frying. You know what I'm saying? He needs somebody to help him out. Technically, he should just go and come to our side. But hey, if you don't want to, if you don't want to free yourself and put in a transfer request, that's on you. That's on you, Harry Kane. But well, that's for another day. We're gonna talk about him on Monday, not on Monday, Wednesday for another show. But I do think that Madison, hey, for Spurs, definitely something that they would need. But would that be a smart move for him? I don't know. I don't know much about Postecoglou, the Australian. I think he's like originally Greek, but Australian, and been a coach manager like in Australia. Also heard about. I think it was Celtic. I think it was. I could be wrong, but yeah, and done well and whatnot. So, but I haven't like seen much of him myself. I haven't. So it'd be interesting to see what type of football. But he needs to obviously be heavily backed for it to work. Um, yeah, right. Yeah. And Rogers took the Celtic job now. Thank you, Roger. Thank you. Yes, but it'll be quite interesting to see. I mean, like it was said here. Blue says, why isn't United pushing for him anyway? He would cook in that 10 role, don't you think? Yes, that's exactly why I would want for us to go for a Madison rather than a Mason Mount. I've been saying it. I really rate James Madison. Yes, there could be some injury here and there, but at the end of the day, I really do rate the kid. I think he's really good. And I think he would cook. He would be very lovely to have, but I just don't know. We That's just not the target as things seem. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's a bummer. It's a bummer. Okay, so I see a couple of your questions. I'm gonna bring it here at the end. Some good questions. It says, but Tottenham has nicer stadiums. Son and hey, they do, they do. Do do do. Kane is a clown. Why can't he force a move, fam? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Saving this. Kane shouldn't have signed the new deal. Definitely not. Definitely not. Madison can't play 8 role. Don't know. I mean, I would probably have him more so in that 10 role if I'm gonna be honest. I would prefer that and have somebody else come in and play that 8 role, or you move Bruno more so in the 8 role potentially, or have Madison more so as a depth option. Is take technically what I'm thinking. You know, is yeah, Tolumba I have saved. I mean, obviously it's not related to what we're talking about right now, but some of the questions that you have, I'm just saving it so we'll have it at the last portion of the show so that I can answer it. Okay, Cass can do 8 and get in DM potentially. Potentially, I don't know. I just Madison. I would have loved it, but seeing him in this Spurs shirt, that can be the case. That can be the case. Maybe it's like, yeah, I want to be in London. Think maybe his partner. Sometimes we be forgetting. A lot of these football players, it's not only a decision that they make by themselves. It's also the decision that they do. You know, discuss with their partners or their close ones, their families and whatnot. A lot of them be having. They got a partner. They have a full on family. So it's not just about, oh yeah, okay, now we're gonna go to the other side of the country, or we're gonna go outside of the country and we're gonna go to another country and city. Sometimes it's a big it's bigger than that, and it takes time. Yeah, Ken got three. He'll have his fourth one is on the way, as his wife is pregnant. So yeah. Come on now. Blues is Mount Casimiro Bruno midfield. We will be there. Oh my God. I do not want to be there at all. For me, no thank you. Nope. I don't want it at all. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Like imagine Casemiro, Moises Caicedo, ooh, Bruno, Papa. That to me sounds lovely. That sounds great. Or Barella added in the mix as well. I think that would be great. I think that would be great. Real talk. Real talk. But hey, we move. So the last portion of the show, I'll answer some of you guys' questions. I got a couple of questions here. So I'm gonna be answering it, of course. And if you got any other questions, keep it in here. And we'll still be here for a few more minutes. But big up. Keep getting the likes up though, everybody. And do definitely subscribe to the show channel if you haven't already, as it does definitely, help the channel to grow out there for more people to see. So, it doesn't take long, or it doesn't cost anything to interact by simply liking and subscribing. So, it helps. Ozan asked his earlier thoughts on your boy Marcelo Brozovic possibly moving to Al Nassr to play with CR7 and CH. I don't want it to happen, man. I really hope that Brozovic stays at Inter. Real talk, he's been exceptional for Inter, so I just now it will not be good. I really genuinely hope that he stays. Fingers crossed that he does. Finger crossed that he does for sure. That's what I'm thinking. Casey asked, "What would you say if you see Maguire in real life?" Hello, how are you? You good? Then again, I've been like slating him. Would I even, I've been kind of like Maguire. I've been calling him Maggie and stuff like that. Would that then be fake if I come and just like say hi to him and whatnot? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I would do. It's so easy to be like, what? I don't know. And I also got like anxiety. I don't know. I would probably be like, ooh, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I have no idea. Now, last, do you think Arsenal 100 odd bid for Rice will be accepted? I think I saw Rice. Or you think that Rice will choose Arsenal? I think he probably would. I mean, not that he has. He obviously there's been lots of reports that he would want to go to Arsenal. And also I think Man City rarely they don't really be in a bidding war. They walk away. Like remember, Harry Maguire was also a player that Man City was looking at, but they were like, okay, that's a bit too much money. Like, no, we're not going to be in bidding war here. Man, none of y'all can have him. And we decided to overpay. We decided to pay 80 million. Man City don't do that. We do. We do. You know why? Because we got imbeciles, leeches, people that are incompetent to be board members and work in the sport that we call football that we love. Yep. Henry asks, what's the worst case scenario come to preseason, Sofia, that we haven't signed anybody by then? Or maybe signed a bit too late so that some of them just haven't. For me, yeah, it would be that we haven't signed anybody. That would probably be the worst case scenario. I did say like prior to it, way before that, I would have loved to have all of our signings happen, be done before preseason. But as things stands right now, that's probably not going to be the case. We might be lucky if we have one, potentially two, you know, in going in the the USA tour. I don't think we'll probably have somebody ready to be there for. Would there be any? Will we be able to have a signing ready to come to also Norway? Maybe if it's a mount, maybe if it happens this upcoming week, potentially. I don't know. Great question though. Rogers asks, why do Man United fans clap Murto? He's not good enough. Do people? I definitely don't. I don't know. I think he got to go. I think he got to go. Blue says, I don't want Rice, to be honest, makes no sense to me. Hey, Man City also did want, yes, Cucurella or Cucumberella. He wouldn't play very much. Yep. Henry says, Guardiola wants Liverpool. Can you see him at Liverpool or City? Both. But as things stands, personal terms have been agreed for him to, with Man City, his representative in Man City. So as things stands right now, it looks to be that he's headed to Man City. And I haven't heard any big links to Liverpool. Doesn't look to be the case. So hey, that's that. Big up for you guys' question. I appreciate it. Roger asked, what Norwegian players to look at? Ooh, what Norwegian players to look at? Okay, so for me, when it comes to like the Norwegian players and whatnot, I mean, don't be asking me about like the Norwegian league because I don't be watching Norwegian club football. I find it quite boring. I like to watch the national team. Why did I say it like that? The national team is what I be watching a lot more. Um, some to look out for. I don't know. I don't know. Technically, United do have one player that's in the academy that I remember that's Norwegian. What's this guy name? He got lots of tattoo. Orun. I think it is. Orun. Orun. Isak is it. Isak. Got like a bunch of tattoos. I think he's like 17. I did hear that he potentially wouldn't be going with, I think it would be like a under 17 either a Euro or World Cup, and in that he wouldn't be going because United actually want to bring him for preseason. So that's maybe a player to look out for that we actually do have in our squad. So yeah, that would be quite interesting. But other than that, it's not really that many other players, like in my opinion, that I could really think of. Not out from you know. Toloma says, Sophia, how is this Norwegian name pronounced? Oh, Syrstad. Syrstad. Eller Ingrid Syrstad. 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 Yes, Ingrid Syrstad Engen, I believe. Yeah, that's the Norwegian women's football player who also plays for Barcelona. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Henry. Thank you. Ooh, guys, I I know that some of you, okay, so some of you guys are, asking about my opinion on the new kit. I will be doing a live show reacting on the new kit because the new kit is going to be launched on Tuesday. So I'm gonna save my opinions to then. I already technically talked about some of the kits that were leaked. There was leaked pictures already back in, I think it might have been February or April when I posted that video actually. That's done pretty good in views. It's just a short video that I did, but now it's come out like proper pictures, a lot of some leak promo pics and whatnot. But like I said, the video, the live stream about that, the new home kit will be live on Tuesday. So even though like a lot of the pictures are out now, I just kind of wanted to save it for then, so you'll know my opinions then. So tune in on Tuesday to know what my thoughts, honest opinions are on the new home kit. So yeah, Tulumba asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances of us getting Unana, or better yet, a new number one goalkeeper? Ooh, you know what? That's a good talking point, because the thing is, I know there's also been another question here about Unana, so which we will be addressing. But there were reports earlier today that, even though this is kind of like, in a way, in my opinion, recycled news, because it was reports saying that De Gea and Man United has agreed on a new deal and whatnot. But then again, we heard about that a month ago, but and the fact that nothing has been signed, so nothing new. But from 1 to 10, the fact that it's 5 days until De Gea's contract is due. Okay, it's about to expire. It's mad that he still hasn't signed it. We still haven't come to terms with it all. Or it's only Man United that can be this dumb. It's only Man United, nobody else. Really, that we do this dumb stuff. How are we 5 days to go and we haven't figured out whether we gonna keep him or he's gonna go? Get it together, somebody, get it together. So back to your question. I really genuinely do. But there's also been links that we've been linked to Onana. We have met with his representatives here in Manchester. They've come to Manchester and whatnot. I want to say six, so a little more than six, from scale to 1 to 10, six, for us to get Onana or another number one goalkeeper, a six. So I'm not fully convinced, but I think it will happen. We'll see. Oh, there's Bear comments. Big up, y'all. Big up, y'all. Let's see here. Rajat asks, would you get Costa over Nonana? He's younger and will develop. Could get Costa. I mean, I've been saying that in other streams. I want Onana. Andrea Onana, I've been watching him in his, when he was at Ajax. Also, obviously, into this, my second team, so I've been watching him, especially a lot this season. I've been heavily, like, kind of been watching more of his game, and I like him. I really do like him. So if we do move on from De Gea, then I want Andrea Onana. And Costa, even though I watch a little bit Porto here in the Champions League, also when he was, some of the games for Portugal in the World Cup, but also some of the friendlies and like stuff like that, Nations League. I just, he's alright, but like nothing major, if I'm going to be honest. Yes, he's younger, he could develop and whatnot, but I'm not convinced. If I'm going to be honest, I'm not convinced. So I rather want to get Andre Onana, that has a lot of experience when it comes to also playing out from the back. I think he's exceptional at it, and also I think his shot stopping is pretty good and sweeping and whatnot. Okay, of course, he could be a little bit reckless here and there, but at the end of the day, I do like him. I do. Lewis asks, is there a date when the Glazers might leave and Qatar will come in? Not really, but there's a girl that I follow on Twitter. I don't know if this is true, but she's tweeted something with that she heard from a family member, and they heard from somebody that works very close to the club, that said that yesterday, not yesterday, tomorrow, that we will hear something. Tomorrow we'll hear an announcement essentially coming, is what she said. So I don't know if this is true. I mean, we'll find out if we hear something. If it happens, then we would know it's right. But if it doesn't happen, then obviously that the info that she got was wrong. But I don't know. I haven't planned to do a stream tomorrow. I will probably be taking a break. But if if we hear an announcement, we're definitely gonna have like a party stream, a late night party stream, and be like, woo woo. We'll definitely do that for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna read the rest of y'all comments before we wrap it up. Do, do, do. Toloma says exactly 5 days left, and he hasn't signed the contract. Seems like he ain't say exactly. There's no way. I don't think so. Blue says DDG deserves an extension. To be honest, being a great server to the club, and he's highly underappreciated. What a goal creator! I mean, I love him. I love him. I would be okay either way. I would. If he stays, hey, I would love to have him one more season. If he doesn't stay, I will say thank you for your service and we move on. But then the replacement needs to be Andre Onana. That's the one that I'm looking at least. I, you know, but I love De Gea. I mean that's been my favorite player. Like I always keep saying whenever whenever I mention his name, but it's been my not basically been my favorite Man United player for the past 6 7 years. I love the guy. You know. Wait, you said he will be cheaper to keep. Wait, would be cheaper to keep De Gea than buy a new goalkeeper. Maybe he's been offered 200,000. Obviously, rather big pay cut. But having like a second goalkeeper to be, if he ends up being a second goalkeeper, to be sitting there with 200,000 weekly wages, that is a bit much. But I it could be that we keep him and then we use some of the funds to when we sell some other players to end up getting another goalkeeper to battle it out with De Gea. Could potentially be that. But the thing is, though, Onana for me is not somebody that will. It's somebody that's going to be a number one. I don't see him to be like, okay, I'm going to battle it out with you. Then it will be maybe more fitting to get a Costa potentially. But for the price, yeah, that's but is he willing to lower his wages? Look at how his game is. He ain't what we need. Fair. 27 is still very young for goalkeeping for sure. Come on now. I mean, we got how he had from the side and whatnot, like past 35. Come on now. That's pretty young. That is pretty young. Like goalkeepers can go on for a long time. Rose says DDG's time has come. We will never forget him, but it is time. Sentiment should stop and player FC should stop. It's time. Fair. Need to be ruthless to move forward as a club. Hey, that says Rajat. As he says, if we get Guardiola and Akimi, we can win the league next year. I think you need a bit more though, but hey. I mean, I'm forgetting that's Man City. Why did I think for 1 second it was Liverpool? Oh, this Yasin. Nah. I mean, we will see. Blue says, but is there a possibility that Glazers end up staying though?
Today I feel Qatari.
That's gonna be my response. They better not be staying. They better not. Yeah, on Twitter, a certain lady has said tomorrow we will see news, but we should take it with a pinch of salt. Exactly. Yeah, with a pinch of salt. They gotta go. Tomorrow, Sofia, we should give you Stefano Ortega's backup.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
This is not me to slate Ortega because Ortega is alright, but like, come on now. Come on now. Nana can play about 8 to 10 good years at least. Yes! 100% he can. Are you mad? 100% he can. They do mess up with my mood as well, fam. They do. 100% they do. But guys, we're gonna wrap it up at here. I appreciate that you guys took your time out to be here for this transfer show news. Yes, actually been really liking doing these type of shows. So, let me know that you like them and keep liking, of course, the video. The more likes we get, the easier it is to push the video out there for more people to see. Make sure also that you do subscribe as well. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure comment down below your thoughts about some of the topics that we discussed for tonight's show. And yeah, thank you, Sophia. Good stream. Until next one. Hey, big up. Bye, Louis. Big up, y'all. I appreciate it. Big up, big up. Yes, like before you leave. Remember, Manchester is red. It is red. But yeah, I will probably most likely be taking a break tomorrow. But like I said, if we hear any big news coming tomorrow. Maybe suddenly, like Mason, let's say we hear Mason Mount, here we go to Man United. We'll definitely do a live then. We'll definitely do a video then. Or I mean, preferably it would be great if we hear Glazers out, because I already got thumbnail and whatnot ready just in case. I'm ready. If there's an announcement tomorrow that the Glazers are gone, Sheikh Yassim and the Qataris, their new owners, we're gonna be having a party stream tomorrow night. If that's the case. If not, then you'll see me on Tuesday to react to Man United's newest home kit. So if you want to get my opinion on what I think about the new home kit, then make sure to tune in on Tuesday. So yeah, have a lovely day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye, everybody. Glory, glory, Man United, and Forza Inter. Hashtag.
Are you all right? Yes. No, you are all left.